I thought of a pretty clever quip for the beginning of this video, but that required saying a certain name 5 times in the mirror, and no. Show of hands, readers. How many of you were hella bummed that the current health and safety crisis postponed the Jordan Peele-produced Candyman? Right? If you've seen my video essay on the original Candyman, then you already know why I was psyched to see this Blumhouse Halloween-style alternative timeline sequel. Finally, we get some focus on why Candyman focuses on the residents of Cabrini Green, the true victims of his legend, and see why the combination of legalized segregation, poverty, and violence leaves them no other choice but to endure it. It was also going to be the first film I would have seen directed by Nia DaCosta, a Brooklyn-born and Harlem-raised African-American woman that from the trailer of the sequel looked like she knows exactly what she's doing. And clearly, I'm not the only one who thinks that. Because in August of 2020, it was announced that DaCosta would be the first black woman to direct a movie for Marvel Studios, and that the movie in question would be the Brie Larson starring sequel to Captain Marvel. I remember first finding out the news through Geeks of Color's Twitter account and getting immediately hype over the decision. Then, the more I thought about it, the more I got angry, not at the decision to bring DaCosta on board as director, mind you, but at the virus that shall not be named. I was all like, this ain't fair. I was supposed to have seen Candyman 2 months ago. I was supposed to be blown away by her direction and the cinematography already. This movie is supposed to be already living rent-free inside my already cluttered head by the time I found out about this news. It's not fair. It's not fair! Readers, I don't think it's that huge of a decision to watch the previous work of a director to see if they're a good fit for a new project. It's also a concept that's not that foreign to me. I first practiced it back when Christopher Nolan was brought on board for Batman Begins by finally watching Memento for the first time. The only difference with Nia DaCosta is that Candyman is her second feature-length movie. She's done a couple of short films and directed a couple of TV episodes, but she only has 2 movies under her belt that I can currently reference. And it just sucks, because one of the 2 movies in question I was really looking forward to watching in June that I now can't watch until October. Hopefully, I am doing everything in my power to unironically avoid saying it be like that sometimes, because bitch, it didn't have to be like this! But it's like I said before, readers. There is, in fact, another movie of DaCosta's. Her first movie, actually. That's an hour and a half long, and as of the recording of this video, is currently available to watch on Hulu, and it stars Tessa Thompson. It's called Little Woods, and I was recommended it by a fellow reader of mine in the comments section of my Candyman video essay so that I could get a feel for her directing style in preparation for the new one. It's just funny how it all comes back to the new Candyman movie that I now have to wait until October to watch because some people just refuse to wear a goddamn mask in public, huh? But anyway, I was sitting on my couch a couple of days after the Captain Marvel 2 announcement and decided to give it a watch. And holy shit. Little Woods made me a pure ball of anxiety within the first 10 minutes of the movie. I was so worried for Tessa Thompson's character from beginning to end, it didn't even make any sense. And the movie wasn't even scary. Every time I saw a white dude even think about approaching her, I found myself letting out an shit. When she had to go back into selling drugs when she was so close to getting past probation, I was recreating the Regina Hall meme whenever it was looking like she was about to get caught. This movie had me on edge for no reason at all. And she had the nerve to both direct and write this bitch. This story comes from a personal place in my soul piece. Like she was just invested in this project? Ma'am! The fact that I was able to get so invested in the lives of a black woman and her adoptee white sister in a poverty-stricken town in North Dakota in only an hour and a half means a lot. And the fact that the social commentary on things like the broken American healthcare and housing systems and its just as broken capitalistic economy that only works for a handful of people while forcing other people to have to break the law in order to make ends meet definitely assured me that she was in fact the right choice to take the helm of the new Candyman movie after making my initial critiques about the original one in my video essay on the subject. However, after watching Little Woods, what made me intrigued in seeing how she's going to tackle Megan McDonald's script for Captain Marvel 2 was seeing how she handles character dynamics. Even though they are not blood, Tessa's Ollie and Lily's Deb are sisters through and through. Yes, they argue. Yes, they complain. But they're there for each other, and the love they have for each other is constantly felt throughout the movie. And after the movie was done, and I was able to get a glass of red wine in me to help calm my nerves, I thought to myself, well, damn. What if that type of connection between Carol and Monica is explored in Captain Marvel 2? Because if we take into consideration that the first Captain Marvel took place in the 90s and that Monica was 11 in it, that means she probably grew up to be a whole-ass Teyonah Parris by the time the Infinity War started. And as far as we know, her Auntie Carol never returned back to Earth to check up on her or her mom probably until after the events of Infinity War and Endgame. What if they have to explore that disconnect in being apart for so long by the time she comes back, especially if Monica gets her powers during the events of WandaVision? Hell, did Monica even survive the snap? There are so many ways Carol and Monica can interact in Captain Marvel 2 that can both address those questions and strengthen their bond in a way that both Tony and Rhodey and Steve and Sam never had a chance to accomplish on screen. And after seeing how Nia DaCosta accomplished that in Little Woods, and having all the faith in the world that she's gonna do Monica justice after working with Jordan Peele on his Candyman sequel, I can honestly and genuinely say that I'm excited in seeing the possibility play out on screen. I think Nia DaCosta is going to do just fine as Captain Marvel 2's director. Because there's only one writer this go around, there's a greater chance that there's going to be a proper amount of synergy between her and Megan McDonald. And because of her experience with both Little Woods and Candyman, along with her being a black woman, it will allow more possibilities to broaden Carol Danvers' development potential. Also, with her being a black woman, it'll mean that there will be a better chance that Teyonah Parris' take on Monica Rambeau will be as prominent as the character is in the comics, and not just reduced to the superpowered sidekick that the magical Negro trope has taken on lately in movie sequels made by Marvel Studios, which is a topic for another video. Even though I honestly think she's a perfectly fine one already, DaCosta has the potential to make Carol a genuine character. And I can't wait. Yes, I know, considering everything going on right now, I have no choice but to wait. Just like I am about Candyman. But I digress, readers. Your homework assignment for the day. Write in the comment section below how you feel about Nia DaCosta taking the director's helm for Captain Marvel 2. Just don't be racist or sexist, because as my Karen and Becky video has shown, I won't hesitate to delete a comment or block a motherfucker on sight. With a smile on my face as I do it. Either way, I'd love to know your thoughts. If you want to help financially support the channel, you can join my Patreon by clicking the card at the end of the video or in the link in the description down below, where you can also find a link to my merchandise store. Or if you prefer to give a one-time donation, you can find links to my PayPal and my Ko-fi account in the description box as well. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and every other Friday. But until then, this is Readus 101. Class dismissed.